Parker's journey began on the darkness of a moonless night. She was thrown over the shelter's fence, discarded like a mere piece of trash beside a grim dumpster. Her silky fur, once lustrous and flowing, now clung to her fragile frame, tangled and matted, a cruel mockery of her former beauty. When the shelter workers discovered her limp body the next morning, their hearts ached with a mixture of sorrow and determination. It was impossible to look at Parker without feeling an overwhelming surge of pity. Her eyes, once bright and full of life, were now clouded with pain and fear. Her neglected nails had grown so long they curled around her tender paws, causing immense discomfort with every step. Wounds lined her frail body, filled with angry infections that gnawed away at what little strength she had left. The stench, a sickening amalgamation of neglect and suffering, lingered in the air and etched itself into the memories of everyone who encountered her. Though Parker's plight seemed dire, the shelter staff refused to give up on her. With careful hands and gentle hearts, they performed lengthy procedures to shave her matted fur, treat her wounds, and disinfect her fragile body. Parker began to eat, slowly regaining her strength, and soon her feeble legs found the courage to carry her weight once more. As Parker blossomed under their watchful eyes, the shelter staff became curious about the circumstances that had brought her to their doorstep. Collaborating with law enforcement, they launched a thorough investigation into her case. What they uncovered left them appalled and horrified. Parker had been held captive in a cramped cage, used solely for breeding purposes. Years of neglect and torment had taken a devastating toll on her body and soul. But within the confines of her suffering, a flicker of hope had remained, one that refused to be extinguished. While the details of Parker's past were dark and painful, the shelter workers focused on what truly mattered, her present and the promise of a future. They rallied together, pouring their love and care into her being, determined to give her the life she deserved. Through it all, Parker proved time and again that she was a little warrior, defying the odds stacked against her. She had endured years of suffering, but her spirit, resilient and indomitable, refused to be crushed by the weight of her past. Eventually, Parker was adopted by a loving family who welcomed her with open arms.